Developers, this is Marco Arruda. Today I'm going to show how to work with ROS2 executors, a way to manage multi-threading execution in ROS2.
As usual, I'm going to use the construct platform. I created a project to show this demonstration, and you can have a copy of it by using the share link at the description of this video. Whenever you have the copy ready, just press run and wait a few seconds until you get the environment ready. So basically, ROS2 executors is a way to manage how the callbacks of subscriptions, timers, service, action servers, among others, are going to be executed in your program. I have a summary of the examples here, and I'm going to show 4 examples, starting from example 00, where we have a single-threaded executor for a single node, and it goes like this. So in this single-threaded executor, we have just a very simple publisher class, and the only callback that we have here comes from a timer, and this callback is going to be called every half of a second, and whenever this callback is called, we're going to publish a message to a specific topic. Okay, so this is what the class does, and here is where the important part comes for this way of organizing threads with the executor. So basically here we have a standard way of publishing, which comes from one of the examples of ROS2 publishers, and I have defined here implicit single-threaded executor because I'm not defining anything related to executors, so it means it's gonna work like this. This is the single-threaded mode running because we haven't specified anything. Okay, so we are just spinning for this single node, which means we're gonna have a single thread for the callbacks inside of this program. Let's check here. For example, I'm gonna let me source my workspace, ROS2 run. The name of my package is Executors package, and example 00. There it is. So we have the messages being published, and I can check here. I have just a single node running and a single topic as well, topic number 1. And if we check here the process that we have running, so I'm gonna do a ps4x grep by example string. This is the PID of the program that is running, and I can also check how many threads I have for this publisher, which goes like this: ps minus capital T minus p 2879, and a very simple example of a publisher will spawn all those threads, and basically we're gonna have 3 of them with the same name of the script that we have running. Okay, so this is the basic example, and let's use it as a reference. Okay, so example, actually I'm gonna change the name of my tab, example 00, and there it is. So I'm gonna kill it, and now let's check. So now we know this common way of working is the single-threaded executor, and then let's check this single-threaded executor, but for 3 nodes. How do we launch 3 nodes in ROS2 with a single thread for the callbacks? Here it is. Let me put it this terminal here, and yeah, much better. So the example 01, we have exactly the same class, but I'm spawning 3 nodes of the same class, node 1, 2, and 3. And instead of using the library spin method, which is the ROS library spin method for a single node. I am creating an executor, a single threaded executor, and adding the 3 nodes for this executor, which means we're gonna have 3 nodes running, and I want their callbacks to be called by the same thread. And in this case, I'm gonna spin my main routine by using the executor, because this spin is gonna pull the messages for all the 3 nodes. Messages are just timer callbacks in this case. I'm gonna run it, example 01. I'm gonna, so as you can see, we have the 3 nodes working fine. Create a new tab, and I'm gonna call it example 01 ROS2 node list. And as you can see, we have 3 nodes running, as well 3 topics with their names. And let's do a ps4x once more and grab for example. Here we have again just a single program running, and I want to check the threads that I have for this PID. So in this case, ps minus t minus p 3169, enter. And again, we have the same amount of threads, which means only one of those threads is in charge of executing the callbacks. Okay, so even though we have 3 nodes running, we have just a single thread for all of their callbacks running. Great, so let me kill this script. Then let's check the next example. So example 02. And here we have exactly the same class once more. I am spawning again 3 nodes of the same class, but in this case I'm creating an executor of the type mu-threaded executor, and I need to add all the nodes to be run there, and again executor spin. So the only difference here is the name of the class of the executor, and I'm gonna run example 02. We have the 3 nodes publishing. Let's create another tab, and I'm gonna call it example 02. Then I'm gonna check what is the PID of the script. There it is, 3303 H3. So ps minus t minus p, I'm gonna use this number, press enter, and in this case we have not only the 3 threads with the same name, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other threads, which they stand for the callbacks that we have for the nodes that we have running. So in this case, just because we're using the mu-threaded executor, we're gonna have more threads in charge of the callbacks of those functions. So it means each one of them can run in parallel and with independent threads. Okay, and finally, the final example here, which is the static threaded executor. So we're gonna have 3 nodes, and what this kind of executor does differently from the single threaded executor is that it's gonna optimize the runtime cost. But the drawback is that it's only gonna work like this by having a better runtime cost if you have all the callbacks being defined in the initialization of the program. Okay, so I'm gonna run this example and let's see the result. So example 03, and the only difference that we have there is again the definition of the executor. So you can see I am using a different name for the class, static. And for this example 03, ROS2 run, Executors package example 03. Okay, I may not have. Oh, actually, I'm running. It's ready. Oh, sorry, my mistake. So, actually, what I wanna check is the PID of my process. There it is, and then PS minus T minus P with the number of the process, so 3H03. And as you can see, we have the same, exactly the same amount of threads that we had for the single threaded executor, which means we're not gonna have a new thread, but it's going to optimize the way it's going to run, just because we're using a different class. Okay, great. So that's it for today. Don't forget you can also check the official documentation for these ROS2 executors. And if you want to learn more about ROS and ROS2, we have a complete collection of courses for ROS2 in our online ROS Academy, where you can have all the courses running in your browser and using the device you prefer the most. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Bye.